And speaking of which, I wanted to read this overrated for this week. When it's just reminded me of this. Somebody wrote, overrated Las Vegas. Somebody wrote, I'm tired of everybody going to Las Vegas all the time. They throw that shit around like they're getting a free trip to a space station. Like, yo, anybody want to go to Vegas this weekend? Like it's just the wildest, craziest place. It's not. Vegas fucking stinks. It's really not that big a deal there. It's too hot. The drive sucks. How do they not widen out that 14? It's actually the 15 or whatever to be more than 2 lanes. Yeah, that's the highway. And when you come back on Sunday, it's a fucking nightmare. Always fly into Vegas, never drive, unless you plan on leaving at 2 in the fucking morning. He said, the other big thing I'm tired of with Vegas is the media perception that it's the craziest place on earth, that you never know what kind of nutty shit is going on, and it's like that every day of the year. You should just go wild there. Go home with 3 strippers, party like crazy with your boys, and wake up with the most insane story ever. It's like that movie, The Hangover. It's like that song, Waking Up in Vegas, from Katy Perry. Woohoo, yay, let's go crazy. Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That doesn't really happen there, folks. The 50s and 60s are over. Not much that's hip and happening goes on there. You don't see Sinatra and Dean coming out to deal blackjack and drink with the common folk unless you're bringing in a 6-figure salary. It's actually pretty mundane. It's mostly full of sad old people blowing their social security checks on slot machines and shit, and lousy food and ugly tourists with their stupid kids. The place is like Disneyland with gambling. And God help you if you wake up with a hangover. It's generally 117 fucking degrees out. You walk out of your hotel and go, ugh. Vegas is not supposed to be. It's supposed to be this out of control party place. It's not. You want a story? Give Charles Manson a tab of acid and a meat cleaver and let him loose on the strip on a Friday night. You'll have a crazy Vegas story. Fuck that place. All right. Well, sir, I 100% agree and disagree all at the same time. See, what you did is you went there and you just looked at what you saw, like I did the first time I went there. I walked there and I was all dressed up to do my shows like I was going to be in the fucking Rat Pack, and I saw all these fucking fat tourists with their flip-flops and going, wow, Vegas is dead. It isn't. You just don't know where to look. First of all, you ever see those pretty girls playing slots? You know? And you're like, why is that pretty girl all by herself playing slots? How come she doesn't have a boyfriend? That's because she's a hooker, sir. You want to have your crazy fucking, there you go, right there. You're like me. First time I went to Vegas, I thought a hooker was, standing on a street corner, snapping her gum. Hey! Like that was a hooker. All right? But no, they're not supposed to be in the casino, but they look the other way, all right? And I was actually at a bar one time, and Jimmy Dore told, I'm sitting there hitting on this girl, and Jimmy finally came up and goes, Bill, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, what? This girl's hot. He goes, dude, you're hitting on a hooker. And I was like, she's a hooker? And he goes, yes. And then all of a sudden, it was like the Matrix. I could see it, and then I went, oh, she's a hooker. There's a hooker. There's a regular girl, hooker. And all of a sudden, you could fucking see it. Your problem is you don't know how to see it yet. Put it this way. I just did a road gig with somebody, and he told me a story. He went to Vegas. He won $9,000, walked up to one of those girls, said, hey, come here. And she stopped playing slots, walked right over to him. He goes, I want another girl like you to suck my dick. Come up to room, 1052. And they did. And they came up there, and they were gorgeous, and they sucked his dick, and he came on their face. And he won $9,000 that night. So there you go. It is a crazy, awesome fucking place where shit can happen if you indulge. All right? If you stand back like a fucking, just shitting all over the place, then yeah, you're not going to have a good fucking time. It is cheesy. It is awful. There are a bunch of, they got malls there now. They try to appeal to families. All of that shit definitely goes on there. But believe me, all right? I mean, I don't think you can go to Foxwoods and just go, hey, you and you. I mean, you can probably do it, but they're going to be old ladies. And even there, I'm sure they have their hookers. All right? But of course they do. But I'm telling you, go there next time you go there. All right? Just look for those pretty girls playing slots. And you will have, and all of a sudden, Vegas will become, they can't show that in the commercial. You know? What was that Fox, the Fox was on? Ba-da-doo, ba-da, baby, just suck my fucking dick. Remember that commercial? I forget how it goes. That whole thing about being at Foxwoods, like it's this crazy thing. You can't show somebody win $9. You can show that, them winning $9,000, but you can't show that other part where he goes, hey, you, find another one just like you whose dad didn't stick around, so now you suck dick for a living. Get another one of those, come back to my room, and then end the commercial. Bang, boom, zow, as he fucking comes on their faces, okay? You're supposed to read between the lines. All right? So what I would do is I would stop going to Vegas with the fucking nerds that you're going to Vegas with. You know, I mean, you're going to Vegas, dude. You're trying to solve the transportation problem. You're talking about the highways. You're not looking at the right shit. You know? Yes, Frank and Dean are not going to be dealing poker. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. Okay? Yes, move on. Ashton Kutcher's going to be there dressed like James Bond taking... I fucking hate those commercials. I envy that guy's career. You know? I really envy that guy's career. He's a smart son of a bitch. Most people do a hit fucking sitcom and then that's it. He got into producing. Very smart guy. But I hate those fucking commercials. With him sitting there with the stupid cameras and everybody's just enamored with him. Look at the guy with the camera. Wait, we all have cameras and one in our phone. This really isn't that exciting. So there you go, sir. I know I trashed you, but go to Vegas again, okay? Fucking pony up the fucking $70 and fly out there on Southwest. Go down to the Strip, okay? Gamble. Hopefully you win. If you don't, you know, even if you don't, just save a little money and have a couple girls blow you. Come on their face, and I'm guaranteeing you're going to go home with a smile. Even if you have to sit in that traffic on the 15. Hey, listen, I know there's a lot of people listening to this podcast that went to Vegas. I want to hear some stories, and don't make them up, all right? I want to hear some actual goddamn stories. Okay, and I'll see through the bullshit ones unless you're a really good storyteller, okay? Because the truth is in the details. Look at me talking shit like fucking Rex Ryan. Oh, wait a minute. Did the Jets lose again this week? Wasn't that funny?